I lost my parents in childhood, grew up alone or no one understood, and spent years brooding as an aimless drifter. But through the inspiring words of my father, I'll become a symbol, an icon, a savior to restore hope to those who have none.
You mean like Batman?
I traveled the world as a bearded outcast to discover who I am.
And they're done that.
My friends only speak to me in exposition and speeches of how important and unique I am. If you ask me my life story, I would tell it to you out of order and disjointed. I often have flashbacks out of nowhere about how important my destiny is. I wear a dark, tight costume with a long, flowing cape too.
I think we shop at the same store.
I have a wise father figure who isn't my father at all.
Suck my balls.
I'm Superman, I'm the freaking man of steel. I can do what I can, I am the real deal. I'm the most unique superhero that this world's ever seen.
Except for me.
I'm mentally depressed and psychologically tortured.
Not special.
I've stared into the vast empty void and have come out scarred, yet responsibly stronger.
Same.
I reflect when I'm in my giant dark empty fortress.
Sounds familiar.
I try to save people, but under my protection the civilian death toll is tripled.
Oops.
I'm an awkward nerd.
No, you're not. You're an emo hunk every woman wants to sleep with.
Okay, you're right about that.
Over here.
I have a bland but independent girlfriend who I still have to save most of the time.
You mean like mine? Listen up, twerp. You can't be who I am. You're a speedy, pretty boy, and I'm the friggin' Batman. The dark, brooding loner is my thing, you see. And Zack Snyder sure ain't gonna take that from me. I'm Batman, better than the Man of Steel. You should know who I am. I'm the OG real deal. I'm the most unique superhero that the world's ever seen. So don't steal my thing.
I'm Superman. I'm the freaking man of steel. Wherever I can, when I save the day, I'll do whatever I can. I'm here to kill them.
Jesus, guy!
What? He was gonna kill some random people I didn't know.
Dude, I didn't even kill the insane clown who murdered my girlfriend.
Oh.
You're sick.
No, I'm Superman!
Coming summer 2015, the Batman and Superman movie. Two of the most polar opposite superheroes coming together at last.
Oh, fuck you, Zack Snyder.
They can be a great people they wish to be. They only lack the light to show the way. For this reason above all, their capacity for good. I have sent them you, my only son.
Man of Steel sucks!
Man of Steel is freaking awesome and you know it!
Yeah, maybe for blood-hungry psychopaths, but for those of us who love an American icon, it's bullshit!
This is a new kind of Superman, Critic. He's obviously not the one we grew up with.
Yeah, that one made sense!
What, time traveling? Flying around the world?
Mostly made sense.
You just can't accept the fact that this is something new. And while we all know that the first two films are legendary, it's time for a different way of looking at this story that's been told 1,000 times the same way.
Okay, look, I'm sick to death of that bullshit argument, so I'll tell you what. I am willing to look at this in a new light. Because, hey, we should be willing to accept things from a new point of view. I will still try my best to accept this as its own unique thing, without drawing any references from the original movies. Deal?
Deal.
But you have to acknowledge that when a moment sucks, it fucking sucks, no matter how much testosterone-filled bullshit is in it.
I make no promises.
Joe!
Alright, fine.
Well, let's look at the movie that has the internet totally split down the middle. This is either the absolutely loved or absolutely hated Man of Steel. We start off with the birth of our hero on planet every sci-fi movie ever made. And seeing how this is a Zack Snyder film, everything obviously either looks like H.R. Geiger's hand-me-downs or penises. Look at these things! Tell me that doesn't look like the Little Mermaid poster!
I actually quite like the new Krypton look. Sci-fi, medieval mesh, interesting wildlife, but I suppose the floating robots do look a bit like the hairdo in The Last Airbender.
Oh, no. We have interpretations of that in barbed wire. As our High Council is wearing what I assume is Krypton's version of mini roller coasters.
Are you seriously suggesting that we evacuate the entire planet?
No. Everybody here is already dead.
A lot of you know the drill here. Superman's father, Jor-El, played by Russell Crowe, is trying to convince the higher-ups that the planet Krypton is about to explode and nobody believes him. But hell, the entire world blowing up isn't exciting enough. Let's throw in a hostile takeover while we're at it too. This particular hostile takeover is led by General Zod, played by Michael Why Does Everyone Say I Lisp Like Willem Dafoe Shannon.
These lawmakers, with their endless debates, have led Krypton to ruin. Help me save our race. The degenerative bloodlines that led us to this state.
And who will decide which bloodline survives, Zod? You?
I humbly accept your nomination.
Don't do this, Hell.
So, seeing how Zod's army fought off this world's equivalent of White House security so easily, it only makes sense that Jor-El should be able to fight off Zod's army that broke through this world's equivalent of White House security so easily. I think. He rides on his dragonfly dragon, picks up yet another subplot, because Lord knows we don't have enough of those going on in this opening, and plans to put it in a space pod, sending his son to Earth, who will be the only survivor.
Goodbye, my son.
Nah, shoot, we gotta have that pesky emotion. Come on, this is a Christopher Nolan story. You can throw in more subplots. At least strap that baby to a bomb or something. He rises from the dentist's chair and is sent out towards Earth, just before Zod's forces arrive.
Concentrate fire on the main door!
Yes, person who clearly has no microphone attached to his mouth.
What have you done?
We have had a child, Zod.
Heresy! Destroy it!
They stuff a bag of marshmallows in his mouth before talking?
Heresy! Destroy it!
Heresy! Destroy him! Actually, the funny thing about Michael Shannon's performance is how he manages to be both over-the-top extreme and under-the-bottom restrained. It's kind of like watching Jerry Lewis act. He may start off low and appear not to be very interested, but then, in a millisecond, he can change into hey, with the screaming and the yelling and the nice lady!
Oh, shut up. He did great. Michael Shannon is a damn good actor. He was portraying a bitter, single-minded man who has nothing to lose as he's pushed to the breaking point.
Yeah, but does his breaking point have to sound like a bulldog?
You won't kill us yourself! You wouldn't sully your hands like your grandma threw a black hole. Your turn.
Yeah, well, at least he doesn't sound like a screaming goat when he yells.
Hey, I do not! Hey! Hey! Bearded asshole. But Zod gets the best of him just before security gets the best of Zod. This calls for a Hans Zimmer Bwaum. Is anyone else sick of that sound yet? I swear, if Hans Zimmer did the music to You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, it'd be You're a Good Man, Charlie... So Zod is sentenced to imprisonment in the Phantom Zone.
You believe your son is safe? I will find him.
Sorry, didn't quite catch that.
I will find him.
No, still didn't get it.
I will find him.
Still not coming through. Tell you what, say it as loud and ridiculously hammy as your cartoonishly large eyes and mouth will allow.
I will find him!
Now I hear ya. No, you won't. Bye.
I swear to God, look at it! Look at it! So they wait for the inevitable, as it's the end of the world as they know it, and everyone feels blandly fine.
Lady Laura, shouldn't you find refuge?
What? I can't hear you over the incredibly quiet destruction of the world.
There is no refuge, Kilo.
So Kal-El travels to the planet known as Earth, where he lands on an episode of Deadliest Catch. Okay, we may have skipped forward a touch, but at least now we have time to give Clark, played by Henry Cavill, some proper development for his character. Or just blow shit up again, because the past 20 minutes clearly haven't shown enough of that.
I am Leonidas Wolverine Brawny Man. Follow my non-flammable pants to freedom.
When Kansas became a territory.
Oh, we're in this kind of story.
What kind of story?
The Out of Order story that got critical acclaim with Memento, so Nolan's been trying to use it with every film he's been attached to. He's a boy, he's a man, he's a teenager, he's a boy again, he's a man. And it wouldn't be so bad if he would at least talk about what he's going through, but he never does.
Wait, aren't you the one saying that Nolan films already have too much dialogue already?
Well, sort of, maybe. It depends on how you use it. I mean, if it's needed, use it. If it's not, don't.
Well, you actually don't need it here. Scenes like Clark as a boy getting used to his powers are already emotional scenes. You don't have to explain them.
Now that's true. Scenes like this are good on their own, but we're getting background on a guy whose personality we're never given time to know. Look at this. We have a flashback to his childhood, and then we cut back to present time. Then literally 1 minute later, we get another flashback to his childhood. Welcome back. Missed ya. They never give any time to understand this guy. I've got to know the personality of my minute rice more than I have this person.
So what's wrong with that? Lots of us constantly get flashbacks out of nowhere about their troubling childhood.
Joe?
What's that, Papa? No, I don't want to wear the big lobster costume. Why do you make me wear that anyways? No, Papa, no, not the nipple tasers, please!
I think the less I know about this, the better. So after countless moments of intense scenes and harsh action, what is this flashback gonna show? Some intense scenes and harsh action. Wow, this film's running the gamut of all 2 things that can be done with a movie. So young Clark saves the bus of kids, which leads to the dismay of his father, John Kent, played by that voice box that sounds like Kevin Costner. Or maybe it's just Kevin Costner. They're pretty easy to mix up.
We talked about this. Oh, Clark, you have to keep this side of yourself a secret.
And this, of course, gives way to one of the most controversial parts of the movie. John Kent saying he should have let the kids on the bus die.
What was I supposed to do? Just let them die?
Maybe.
Yeah, what do you got to say about that, Joe? Joe?
No, Papa, not the nitroglycerin!
Joe!
Oh. Sorry.
The scene where John Kent says, drown the bastards.
Hey, he doesn't say let them die. He says maybe let them die.
That's much better.
Well, it's his way of saying he doesn't know. And that's what's so great about it, because it mimics real life far more than previous Superman films. It shows that people don't always have the answers. All he knows is that he doesn't want his son to be discovered and hurt. But he never says let them die. He says he doesn't know.
Okay, fine. Tough, confusing world. Why can't Superman's father then talk to him like a father?
What do you mean? He is the one that builds him up.
And that's it. Every line in this movie is just talking about what a messiah he is.
You were sent here for a reason. When the world finds out what you can do, it's going to change everything. You're not just anyone, Clark. You're the answer to Are We Alone in the Universe. Stand proud in front of the human race.
He's less of a tough father and more like a stereotypical Jewish mother.
Oh, you gotta see my son. When the world finds out what he can do, it's gonna change everything. He was sent here for a reason. He's the answer to Are We Alone in the Universe?
Ma'am, 911 is for emergencies only.
Oh, sorry. I could have had a busload of drowned kids for you, but my son saved them too. But don't worry, I punished him properly for that.
Ma'am, never pick up the phone again.
Why does everyone keep telling me that?
Come on, those are some strong, well-written words.
It's every Boring Destiny monologue we've heard before.
Oh yeah? Prove it.
People are afraid of what they don't understand.
You always fear what you don't understand.
People fear what they don't understand.
People fear what they do not understand.
People are frightened by what they don't understand.
He said it differently though.